whip up one of his family's favorite dishes from his new cookbook, Chuck's Home Cooking. Please welcome the one and only Chuck Hughes. Chuck! Oh my gosh, am I ever excited about you being here.
Same here.
Oh my gosh, what an absolute delight. Huge congrats on the new book, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so exciting.
You know, super easy, just popped out just like that.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah. No, a lot of work. Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but honestly, when it gets to this point and you get to see people start to cook the food that you've made, oh my gosh, what a delight.
Yeah, and it's, you know, this is my third book, but really I kind of say it's my first book.
Yeah.
Because I really wrote it myself. You know, obviously I had help with, you know, photography and the food and stuff like that, but really the writing of the actual writing and the blurbs and the stories, it was all me. So it was a lot of work. You know, I chop carrots for a living, so writing was not really
a little different.
But yeah, but it was a good experience and kind of like, you know, now it's out in the world, so it feels good. And I'm happy that we're at this stage because like I needed it out there.
Yes.
So yes.
You get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm done looking on my computer.
Yes.
I want you there. You want to know a fun fact about me, Chuck? One time for your second book, I waited in line at a Costco so you could sign my book, and you did, and you drew a little lobster in it. It was really thrilling.
And I still draw a lobster
Do
to
you
this
really?
day. Yes.
Oh, shoot, that's awesome.
That was actually my first book signing, and I'm like, you know, the first person comes up, I'm like, oh, what's your name? Stephanie. Okay, and what do you do? Oh, you're a physicist. Oh, okay, cool. Dear Stephanie, hope like, and then they're like, you're not gonna write this on every book, right? I'm like, well, I don't know. I've never signed the book. So I was like, what do I do and scribble? And so the lobster, right? I've been doing that forever,
You're telling me I'm not special, Chuck?
No, you're special.
Okay,
Everybody else gets a crab. You got
there
a
we
lobster.
go. Okay, right on. Okay, so now let's get into what we are making today. This is one of your family's favorites. You've got two boys at home.
I do.
And your wonderful partner. So what are we making today?
So today we're gonna make
Look at him. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now, does he actually help you in the kitchen?
Help me make a mess?
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? I'm really, really lucky. They love cooking. They enjoy doing it. They love cooking their breakfast in the morning. And I always tell them stay in school because you can cook on the weekends and at night. But every time they're like, well, I want to be a chef, Dad, because they think that's what I want to hear. If it is their passion and it's what they want to do, then go nuts.
Totally.
But you know, it's one of those things that you can do at home, do on the weekends. And I always think that if you cook, you'll have a better lifestyle, healthier lifestyle.
Totally.
And, you know, you'll make better decisions when you go to the grocery store. And so I really want to kind of instill that cooking is fun more than, you know, having to do this for a job or anything like that.
Totally, and that's what this book is all about, too.
Exactly.
Cooking at home. Okay, so what are we making today?
So Tuna Bolognese, you know, so the Bolognese. You know, it's a classic Italian recipe that doesn't call for canned tuna.
I was gonna say.
So I kind of made like a little version where it's easy, it's fast, it's protein, it's. I'm not going to say cheap, but it's inexpensive.
It is. Tuna is, relatively speaking, more affordable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, we could kind of just dump everything in a pot and it would kind of come out good.
Okay.
But there's some things that you want to respect in cooking and like caramelizing the onions, getting the garlic in there, and really kind of getting that flavor going. So
it's almost like it's free flavor. Yeah, it costs a little bit of time, but it tastes so much better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we've got our onions, we've got our garlic. I'm gonna add the tuna, and
now, as a kid, I loved canned tuna. Still do, not gonna lie. I love a can of tuna.
And, you know, it's one of those. It does have a vibe when you eat this that you've cooked it for hours.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it really feels like you really worked hard and you didn't.
I like cheating recipes. Those are my favorite.
Like, you know, like I said, there's some things that you can cheat, some things you gotta do. So you want to start with the onions and the garlic and layer in the flavors.
Okay.
I put bay leaves because they're in like every pasta sauce, but I still don't know what a bay leaf tastes like.
I know.
So I put it in there because it's not a pasta sauce like a mom's sauce. If you're not that,
bay leaf, yes, exactly. Yeah.
So I licked. That one's gone. Okay. So we'll put one in there.
Okay, perfect.
But yes, bay leaf, optional. Okay.
Okay, cool.
A little pinch of chili flakes if you like it spicier. You know.
Do kids like spicy?
My kids love spicy.
I love spicy. Always have. Always have.
It's funny. They love it. So you know you can make this spicier, less spicy. You can leave the chili out, no problem. And then I've got a little bit of bumba, which is gonna add a little bit of depth, a little bit of spice, but really this is kind of a bit of the cheat that's gonna make it feel like it's been cooking for hours and hours.
Somebody else put so much flavor into that.
Exactly.
We've got all that. Is there like a little maybe anchovy in there, some chili, some delish, everything's
some
good.
garlic, spices, and then you've got your tomato sauce.
Yep.
And so once again, you know, it could be store-bought, homemade, whatever, like.
Whatever tomatoes you've got.
Exactly. It could be, you know, cubed, crushed. It's this recipe, like I had to write a recipe for this because it's something that it's kind of like, I can make it 100 different ways when I make it. It doesn't really matter. It's always going to be good. But I had to have steps, and so
that's what I call a vibes recipe at home. Those are the hardest ones to write because you're like, I know what I do with it.
Exactly. And you know what I noticed when I started writing it, like every recipe is simple in my head.
Yeah.
Then I start writing it down. I'm like, oh my God. Really? Tuna Bolognese? I thought it was so easy.
Totally.
So there are some steps, and so, you know, mix it all together. You kind of let it cook it down a bit. The flavor, obviously, a lot of that water content will get out, and you'll be left with like.
That looks bolognese. Like that's got that vibe to it. Honestly, that looks good.
The bolognese.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, I requested this one in particular because I love tuna, guys, so much. So I'm very excited about this.
And just pop the leaves in there, let it cook.
Beautiful.
So this is good to go. You kind of let it go, and then we have our pasta. I chose radiatore.
I love radiatore.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Just because it's, you know, it's different, it's fun, it catches the sauce really well, and with kids, I always try and mix things up, you know? So I'll go to the store and I'll like, what's the weirdest, most unknown pasta I can get that my kids are gonna love?
Because it makes it feel like you're giving them something different, even though maybe you've made this 4 times in the last week and a half.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So my kids just, you know, anything new, anything different.
Yeah.
So you've got your pasta, you wanna, you know, cook it al dente or overcook it. You know, you live you do what you want.
It's true.
I'm not against, you know, personal tastes, whatever you like. So go ahead, and then we're gonna add our sauce to here.
Perfect.
Sorry.
No, don't worry.
And yeah, we just wanna. I think that's one of the, you know, growing up, my mom used to make. You know, like every mom, we'd have our spaghetti sauce, and then she'd put the spaghetti with like water in the plate.
Yes.
And then
the
sauce on top. And it would drive me nuts, and I would always be like, I'd go to the sink. And then I'd come back. And it was just one of those things. So if I had to say one thing, that's try and keep I know we use the pasta water sometimes to thicken, but in this case, I really want that sauce to kind of be, so I may have gone a little bit over saucy here, but.
That is not a word in this kitchen.
Okay, good. Perfect.
I love sauce. I basically eat the pasta just so I can eat the sauce.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's mixed in together.
And it's not gonna separate. That's the thing. The starch on that radiatore is gonna like grab onto everything, and you're not gonna get that little soupy mess.
Exactly, which it drives me completely nuts. Man,
this looks delicious.
We're gonna finish it off with a little basil.
Beautiful.
You know, we could rip it up or just put it on. A little extra chili flakes.
Of course.
Lemon zest.
Yes.
You know, very important. Wash your lemon before you do it, but little lemon zest on top just to brighten it up just a little.
Look at this.
Cut that kind of fattiness and.
You're into it. This audience is into it. They're all mumbling, and I am into this. All right, Chuck, shall we give a little dig into this?
Let's do it.
Cheers to you, sir. Thanks so much. Oh my gosh, what a delight. Okay. Oh man! Yo, that's sick. You know what? That's got some good heat to it.
Oh, it does.
That's nice. Woo! Okay, cool.
But no, it's good. This
amazing.
is,
Well, thanks to Chuck Studio on Intro, going home with a copy of his new book, Chuck's Home Cooking. It's such a great book. Huge congrats, man.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.